ready.
I pointed at you.
Just say like you're ready. Ooh, welcome to Bogside Chats, where we're talking everything Defikingdoms and keeping it casual. My name is Matty Pesk. Tonight, as always, I am joined by Franz and Guy Kid. Boys, how we doing?
You know that meme on the internet? My tummy hurts and I hate the government.
I don't know that one.
Well, that's how I'm doing right now.
Wow,
That good, huh?
So yeah,
bold opening.
yeah, big tummy ache, and the government thing that's just a normal.
Yeah, that's just a constant in the background of everyone's lives.
Yeah.
Guy, how are you?
Tuesday night alpha. I can't complain.
Yeah, we got an alpha
I
drop.
can get an announcement tonight.
Right. So, all right. So, pets
To
are going to be
completely throw off
resold.
Maddie's
You
agenda.
seemed like you didn't know how to handle that one.
I didn't know how to handle that. We just talked about what we were going to start with, and you throw that at me.
Oh, I mean it just dropped.
Right. So.
No, Wowie,
Pets-
not your kind of alpha. Calm down. He got excited. He's like, monk.
Pets are going to be re-rolled, right? That's the alpha.
And
Yeah,
dual.
which we kind of knew.
Yeah.
And then the other alpha, which we also kind of knew, pets in season 4.
It is very much a Tuesday night alpha. It's kind of alpha, but it's still alpha nonetheless.
Well, the
Wait. What is
in
pets
fairness,
in duels? What is that going to be? Do we know?
I mean, we don't know exactly how.
Okay.
But that
But,
means
yeah,
Pet
they teased
Utility
that.
is being released before season 4 is being released.
Yeah.
I see. Interesting.
Well, yeah. I guess
We'll
it does.
see. Yeah.
But then the other kind of part of that, they're revamping the rewards a little bit. You guys are the duelers. You guys are the
I know. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm the
haven't
anti-door.
read this. I haven't read this. So, and they also said like they'll be talking about it in the AMA. So.
So you
Get
want to
back to the
ignore it?
agenda.
Is that
We'll
what you're
come
saying?
back to the alpha.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright.
We'll get back to the alpha.
Welcome to Bogside Chats.
That was like 2 minutes of our pre-call, just so everyone has a little taste of what the pre-call
That
looks
literally
like.
was the pre-call. Yeah. No, but I'm sending it over to Franz to start off the pod with Fight Club.
Oh, yes. You did just tell me you were going to do that, and I forgot already. Yeah, Fight Club, and it's, we're talking duels, we're talking off-season, we're talking raffle tickets, and now all of a sudden, all you duelers, you don't have any more raffle tickets. They're probably just about all gone, unless you were really saving them up. How are you going to get more? Guy, how are they going to get more?
You're going to head over to DFK Fight Club,
That's what you're
and
going to
you're
do.
going to play some AI battles.
Yeah. Boosted raffle tickets being given away. Maddie, you won
I
some
did.
extra raffle tickets.
I did. I was excited about. So it's like a daily rotation on which category, on which like weight class, right?
Yeah, so for the uninitiated, we have some weight classes. Shout out to Bob Nothing, who was on this pod in my place last week. A lot of rave reviews about that, saying it was better that way. I don't know.
Just you. You're the only one who said that.
I enjoyed it more than when I'm on.
Wait, I meant. Oh fuck! I was gonna ask you this. Did the Rangers win the game you went to? Right.
That's the other thing. You guys completely doxed me. Nobody said like, "Hey, could we say where you are?"
You
Is that
say
cool?
constantly that you're a Rangers fan.
Anyway, back to what we were talking about. Fight Club. For the uninitiated, we have weight classes. We have baby weight, which is all level 1s. We have lightweight, which is level 4, level 3, or it's max of level 4 per hero. Team max of level 8. I'm not going to go through them all because I struggled with just that one. But every day we are going to be having a different leaderboard for a different weight class. Today was baby weight, Guy.
Today was baby weight. And
What,
so tomorrow will be lightweight, which is the combined level 8 cap. And so basically what we're doing is top 3 for the day get bonus raffle tickets on top of what you earn in your regular match. And then we'll be raffling off for anyone that participates 1,000 raffle tickets as well.
And we're also going to be raffling off Gen 0 summons and crystal packs, regular crystal packs from the DFK, the Kingdom Studios team. So shout out to them.
That's awesome.
And
if PvE isn't your style, we've got a tournament tomorrow,
yes,
which is a
Right.
baby weight tournament. So pretty much anyone can compete because it's just level 1s for that baby weight tourney. It's going to start at 10 p.m. Eastern. But head over to the main DFK Discord and those Fight Club channels to register and see more info on it.
Right, and so I will say I saw you guys were doing this, and then I saw the leaderboard for that baby weight that day. I think it was like 4 days ago, and I was like, oh, I could easily like it's so easy to jump on and like uh,
Yeah.
Play a
inch your
couple
way,
matches and
yeah,
progress.
inch your way
Right?
up the leaderboard is like very easy, and it's very easy to get these bonus tickets. And by the way, even if I didn't get the bonus tickets, I was getting tickets the entire time versus the AI. So like,
I've won more raffles since duels ended than I think I did all of last season because I
interesting.
have been saving raffles and I've been playing Fight Club.
Yeah.
Yeah, just stupid amounts, and it's only going to get better as the off season goes on.
Right.
So if you're not playing Fight Club, you're missing out on some crystals and stones.
Yeah, and it's fun. It's fun,
eggs.
and it's like I said, like I saw that there weren't that many people doing it, so I just jumped in that day and got the third. So, you know, anybody kind of casually can get to it. I think as long as you have the heroes ready to go, you got it. Very cool. That's exciting. Everybody, go check out Fight Club, their Discord, and actually, you don't even need to. It's on the main. It's on the main Discord. So,
Yes, it is.
Just be on that one.
Right below bot commands or above bot commands. Yep, right above bot commands, you'll see Fight Club stuff. So
Right.
check us out.
All right, very cool. All right, so this was mentioned earlier by Franz, and well, actually, we were going to do crafting stuff next, right? Or are we going to do the Bob Nothing follow up?
Oh, I mean, I could talk about that now real quick.
All right, yeah, let's do that. So last week we had Bob on, and then actually Bob was on the Sergeant stream, which was great on Friday, where we talked more stuff about kind of like it was more focused on gaming and like hero speculation and stuff like that. But Bob went through with us this his theory or his kind of like idea on how did he say it? Like ground up summoning, basically
Bottom up versus top down.
Right, yeah,
right?
trying to like intelligently choose how you dark summon and how you summon your heroes so that you can create a PvP monster without having to go through kind of like the Be Easy or the Mythic Squad style of like just burning these like high level heroes for the hope that you get another high level hero.
And the main thing is you identify the pairs, level up the pairs, so that whenever this is determined, you can dark summon at that point and level up the hero appropriately.
Right, and I think also too key thing is using stones and using crystals intelligently to like make sure that the hero is min maxed so that your archer has an amazing dex score or your knight has an amazing endurance score, what have you. It was really, really interesting. I highly recommend everybody go check it out. That was last week. So last week we had Bob on and we didn't have Franz on. And Franz, you got some opinions on this theory you want to share with us?
No, and I feel bad because it's like he was on, said all that. Now it's like I'm responding to him. We're gonna have to have him back on to kind of maybe we do a show where we have him on, we have Wowie on, and we do like a big PvP combat type discussion.
Yeah.
But no, I thought it was great. I thought that he like really nailed it as far as the way he's going about it, and he definitely seemed like he was looking into the codexes more than I was. When I did it with the archer, Dex is the easy. Like there's no, maybe you do it with a strength archer or a luck archer or something like that, or strength wouldn't be. That's not really in the codex, but anyway. So that I loved. The one thing that I'm doing a little bit differently that he didn't really talk about that I wanted to kind of add to it is he didn't really touch upon the abilities too much.
Right.
And that's the kind of biggest part of my strategy with it. The archer, not so much, because that was my first kind of dive in. But I do have 3 more legendary pairs. I have 2 legendary thieves that I'm ready to, or once they get to level 10, I'll be ready for 2 knights and 2 summoners. And with so while he's going more towards the codexes, I was going more towards the actual formulas themselves. Like for the thieves, and I think his answer would be, well, we don't know those formulas yet. For evasion, right? Pretty fair shot that it's going to be mostly agility.
Right.
I think we all agree on that
at this point. Yeah.
So for those 2 thieves, they first off, one of them's a ninja subclass, and the other is a shapeshifter subclass.
Oh,
Both
nice.
Sweet.
both higher
Very high
agility
agility,
than,
yep.
and that is something that Bob mentioned. The
With the
advanced
subclass.
subclass.
Yeah.
They're both double foresight as
Ooh.
well.
Ooh.
That's
Um,
excellent.
So,
So that's like a 75% chance of another double foresight, basically.
yeah, I'm gonna get screwed on it. Like, it's asking for that many things to kind of hit right. Like, I'll end up with getting double foresight, but it'll be an archer that pops out or something.
Right. But all right, so it's two thieves as the main class, and your hope is to create this like evasion monster, hypothetically.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
And so while you're not yet, while the thief has some agility stuff in his codex, that's not really your focus, which is interesting because I think it might be the same conclusion that Bob has, but like you're getting there two different ways. Is like you're looking at it as the traits, and he's kind of looking at the codex, but it's very similar, right? I mean,
yeah, I will also say when I got those two, the codex I don't think was out yet for the thief.
right.
Or
yeah.
maybe it was, and I just hadn't looked very closely at it. I'm still surprised to this day how much dexterity is in the thief codex. That it's not more agility. And I think the reason it's not more agility is because agility is going to be for evasion, and it would just be too powerful.
Yeah.
Two others that I'm planning to do this with: Knight pair with both having fearless. And we've talked about fearless a little bit in the past, but the idea of not being able to be pushed, I think, is going to be very important.
Well, through fear, but yeah.
Well, right, yes.
Yeah.
I know they'll be able to be pushed other ways. And then summoners with just Chatterbox, and I think that's an obvious one. Double Chatterbox on each.
Yeah, so it'd be two. You're gonna burn two legendary summoners.
Yeah, they're not too expensive right now.
Yeah. I know. I think.
And that's another reason why I'm going with all basic abilities. It's they're cheaper, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I wanted to put together, I think it was Raph was talking about double Giant Slayer archers on their last pod.
Right.
Yeah, that'd be great. But if I'm gonna burn that, that's gonna cost me a pretty penny. It's already expensive enough with the stones and the crystals and stuff. So.
And are you using? And so Bob is saying greater or regular could be successful here. But are you using greater stones for each of these, or regular?
I am, because it's the type of thing where, like, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, regular is not just as good, but
and what's the like? Because the key thing is getting the secondary to like super high, and especially if you have an advanced class in the secondary. So what is? And I should probably know this, but what is the secondary gain from a regular stone? Is it 10% or 15%?
From a regular?
Yeah.
30? No.
I think that's greater, isn't it? Isn't it 10 and 30 for a regular? We should know this.
Some good podcasting. Yeah. None of us know this.
But I think the point is, like, there's a cap here. Like, the primary getting to over 100% doesn't matter. So regular stones might get the job done,
Say that again. Sorry.
The primary getting to over 100% gives you no bonus. So, especially with
you can't like get the same stat twice because it's over 100.
Mm-hmm.
So regular stone might be just as efficient as a greater if it's getting you.
Well,
close to 100%
but the secondary is, I mean, that's if you want it to be like right now, my archer's on pace to be the top dex archer in the game, and it's because I missed one secondary roll so far.
Like one time in all of his
one time,
right? Yeah.
Yeah, and I got a bunch back with rarity.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
It's gonna be a little hard with the knight. I'm really going back and forth because I want to pump up endurance. And the knight was the first codex released.
It was like Knight and Archer were the first two.
Well, I think it was the first one that I watched Wowie's stream, and he was talking, or maybe it was the first you were on with him. I forget what it was. But he was talking about like how exponential endurance can get. And it's like, that's great. So that was initially what I wanted to do. But then you read things like that blog that Mean Machine put out that everyone should go check out on the ADFK site about vitality and having it early. And it's like, to not take the added stats from the stone on vitality just seems like such a waste.
All right, this is great. And I know exactly what you're talking about. And this goes back to kind of these your thesis and Bob Nothing's thesis being similar but like slightly different. But
yeah, greater's 45%.
That is insane.
I think that's worth it right there.
Yeah.
I've
So,
got
all right.
the docs pulled up too if you want to grab that.
Bob
So,
beat you.
Oh yeah. I don't want. You're out of here. So the Knight Codex. There's a track that has endurance built in that gets exponentially stronger the more endurance you have. It's your defense times endurance like several times over.
Right.
And so like there is an endurance build Knight that could get insane. But that again, that's kind of like looking at the codex and assuming that like endurance is important based on the codex. Versus, I think Meme Machine kind of backs up your theory of let's look at the traits and look at the stat growth separate from the codex and try and create one of these heroes. Try to create a top hero based on that information.
Yeah, I mean, because the codex can say whatever it wants. If your knight does not have high HP,
Right.
And
Yeah.
I wish with the stones you can kind of separate the bonus that you get. Like with the greater stone, you get that +7 to the stat, and then you get the chances, the percentage increases. I wish you could like split that. I wish you could have stones that are like dual. Maybe that's an item they can throw in.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Oh.
Split the stone splitter.
Yeah, because I want the +7 on the vitality, but I want the growth on the endurance.
On the endurance. Yeah.
But yeah, I love talking about this, and like it was kind of hard to listen to the pod last week because like I kept wanting to like talk.
Yeah.
But
you
like,
had
I was-
you had
I was
points and
just
opinions
listening.
you wanted to share,
Yeah.
talking to yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's similar. You guys have very slight variations on this idea of like in general
Oh, yeah.
though. I think it's like building these heroes who are min-maxed, sort of from the bottom up, based on the information that you know, versus like. And I love the Mythic Squad guys. I love Be Easy. I love Effects is doing it too. Of like let's just kill.
That's another thing. When you reference this stuff, you name like the same 3 people. Like so many people out there are doing this. Like
Fair.
it's an incredible amount of people.
But they're burning high level heroes with other high level heroes or high rarity heroes, high classes, and they're just hoping kind of like. And a lot of times they do create these awesome monsters, but like I feel like it's just kind of like more degenerate kind of summoning.
So I think the difference is they're doing it with a P&L in mind, a profit loss.
Sure. Yeah.
And they're doing it as kind of like a business, like to make crystal, right? Like I know for like I can't speak for all of them, but I know Mosh, for example, sells a lot of what he makes, these monsters that he makes, and it funds more summons, right? Whereas I don't want to do it that many times. I want to do it once.
Right.
But this does backfire sometimes. Pouring has been doing the same thing, and he had a thief combo, and he got like a pirate out of it.
Oh shit.
So it's a high edgy pirate, but yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
So.
All right. I think it's very interesting. We'll have a big master episode where we just all talk about our PvP strategies together, and it'll just be yelling at each other.
I feel like we need more to come out first, but yes, I want to do that.
Well, also, I mean, it goes back to.
I mean, we could do it now. I'm sure we can fill.
Sergeant
time.
Sergeant is better at like handling multiple people on the stream than I can. I'll say that. He muted me a couple times in our Friday stream.
He needs to do that more. That's I wish I can come and not be on because it's too late. I'm laying in bed usually at that time.
Yeah.
But, like just give me a mute button. I could just like lean over while I'm watching The Last Kingdom and just hit mute.
By the way, I finished that all 5 seasons.
I restarted season
really?
1. Yeah.
Have you watched the movie yet?
I haven't watched.
Yeah,
the movie
that's
yet.
what made me.
Did you
the
watch
movie?
the movie?
Made me. Yeah.
Was it good?
It was solid. I thought it was a good bookend to the
The
series.
Season 5 has like a very
All
strong.
right, we
ending.
can't do.
Okay.
Let's keep rolling.
All right, we wanted to get back into crafting. All right, so last week, like I said, we had Bob on and we talked a lot about this PvP strategy that we have in terms of summoning and stuff like that. So something we like kind of overlooked and didn't really talk about was a lot of the crafting details that they gave in not the AMA last Thursday, but the Thursday prior. Hubert went on and kind of went on a rampage, just like dropping some like crazy alpha, all over the place. And we didn't really talk about it much. And I think I still want to maintain this, something we said last week. And Guy, I think he was in agreement with me on this. It is interesting. I do want to talk about it. We could break it down. However, the reason I think we skipped over it so quickly is that it seems very far away. So I struggle with talking about it in terms of like how it actually gives value to the heroes when it is so far away from like being actually, you know, in play here. And before we get into the details, like friends, like I know you want to talk about it, but like, do you have an answer to that, or you just want to talk about it because it's fun, or like you also agree it's going to be far away? So like it's hard to talk about value of heroes based on their crafting stuff when I think crafting is still a year out. I mean,
Yeah.
I struggle with that.
Yeah, I'm more want to talk about because you were saying that we had nothing to talk about. So, you know, just want to pod. You know, I know what'd you do like
No,
5 hours with Wowie yesterday, so you must be tired. You know, and then you're
It's only
doing Sticks intern tomorrow night, right?
oh
Is
yeah.
that okay?
Oh, yeah.
And you had Friday night, so you know, I'm just glad that you can make time for us slowly Bogsiders
Of
here.
course, yes, of course, yeah.
But
No, I think it's an interesting idea because like I mean, there was a lot of cool info, and I think the crafting system is going to be awesome. But like, I don't know. I don't think there's much to garner from it right now, and when we have to wait for all these things to happen before it's live, you know.
so what I liked about what he said, I thought it answered a lot of our questions from the pod prior.
That's true.
The idea of, you know, hey, like one thing that I kept saying is how many of these am I going to need? Because it really changes the value if it's, all right, I need one good blacksmith, one good leather worker, one good, you know, and then I wouldn't be too excited by it. It sounds like, and we'll see if you guys kind of had the same takeaway. It seemed to me like it's kind of unlimited, kind of like the way questing is, where like the bigger your wallet, the more you profit, type of thing. That's what I took it away with. Guy, you were talking about stalls and things like that.
The way I heard it was, you truly want to have the best craftsman, and I would say one good craftsman is better than 10 floor craftsmen.
Craftsman, is that what we're going with?
Sure, right?
Crafters.
Artisan.
Okay.
Yeah.
So wait. So no. So
Craftsman or craftswoman.
I don't know.
Having one, the best one, is better than having.
I think
more.
Why?
I think
Based on
top
what? What is
tier
that based
equipment
on?
is going to be better than any typical equipment.
I
So
agree
due to
with that, but like, why do you think it's one versus several? You know what I mean?
Because you just need that one person that has like the hero that has all the perfect alignments, that's going to have the highest chance to craft the best items. It's not like your inventory is tied to one hero's wallet. You can take all of your inventory items and move it over and just have that one hero focusing on creating items. The only caveat to that, I'm thinking as I'm talking through it, is what if recipes are found while crafting, and that's how you identify how to craft new equipment.
Right, but I don't think it was made clear that one hero creates one item. Like it could be 6 working together making one item.
Hubert pretty much said that it's going to be a one hero creating an item. What he did allude to is there might be other things that they do, maybe create buildings.
Guys taking all my hot takes. Why'd we let him talk?
Yeah, put me back on mute, Maddie.
But, no, keep going. I'm sorry.
But the way it sounded was you're just gonna need one hero to create items. And as soon as I heard that, I said, all right, I just need one really good blacksmith, because I want to create the very best sword, and I'd rather have one blacksmith with max stats than 10 blacksmiths that are just making daggers.
So I agree with you, but here's where I'll push back. I had the same takeaway as far as he made it sound like one is all you're going to need for items. The group activity definitely seemed like buildings. But the idea that we can put them in stalls or kind of have them on land sounded like we were staking them for rent, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
So I also look at that as there's a finite... I'd be curious if there's a finite amount of stalls. Once you create a blacksmith building, can you have 1,000 heroes with stalls there? Or will that building only have 10 available stalls?
Well, sure. But even if there's... So I think the point I was getting to is supporting what you were saying about having one good one rather than 10 crappy ones. but I think there's going to be merit to having as many good ones as you can accumulate, right?
Which,
I don't
of
think,
course,
I don't think shitty blacksmiths are going to have any value. So it's not going to be a numbers game like that in the way questing is. So I guess I misspoke before,
because I
but
also
I
look
want as
at what
many
you're
as possible.
I look at what you're saying about the stalls, and what I hear is it's going to quote unquote cost me money to buy a stall or rent a stall and
From a
cut into my
landowner.
margins. And people are only going to rent from me if I have the highest stats. So that just pushes more towards maxing out one individual hero than having this army of a bunch of different craftsmen.
That's interesting.
I see. I pulled from that because he said like different objectives might have different requirements or amount of heroes that could be part of it. So I feel like maybe not all of them, but like some of them will like, especially woodworking. I feel like throwing a million at it will do better than,
Why?
because it's, especially if it's like building related. Or do you guys think that there's like a building on the land will be a separate task than crafting or than
The way that
using
he,
heroes?
so I wrote it down verbatim because I
Okay.
thought this was
Right.
going to be kind of a hot. So he said there may be places where multiple crafters get together to do things, may not necessarily be an item.
Right. Okay.
So
So
yes,
yeah. So that's why I think like woodworking, you could just throw a million people at woodworking, and you could accomplish something greater than one individual woodworker could create. I don't know what that is, but like,
well, but all right. So wait, hold on, break it down. We're agreeing that we're going to need a lot or multiple to make a building, right?
yeah.
You're saying because
What are
you need
what
a
are
lot of them,
other
you can just
things? What are
throw in.
other things a group of blacksmith or tailors could do collectively that is not equipment based?
I mean, in my mind, but all right, but let me, Guy, that's important. I want to talk about that, but I want to go back to what Franz was saying because I think the woodworking will create an intermediate item, which I pull from the ADFK. These guys kind of invented that idea, not invented, but like they brought it up. But the idea is the woodworking people. You'll have a team of woodworkers, and they will create the raw materials, the cut lumber. To then
Yes.
you need that cut lumber. You need X amount of cut lumber to create a building on your land. Okay, so so like great point, Sergeant. So like if you throw a million guys at it, they will create more raw lumber that then could be traded and to improve land elsewhere.
So you look at it almost like the level 0 profession quest that we have
Sure.
now. Of I agree with that. Of like you'll want a bunch of plebs to basically create items.
They're making 2x4s. They're doing
Exactly.
bullshit
No,
work in the
so
woodworking. You know.
so here's where I disagree, right?
Mhm.
I think the same way with questing, if there's actually I don't want to phrase it that way because it's going to take us into the conversation of 1,000 questers or one Gen Zero.
Right.
We'll get
Which
there.
we do want
That's
to
a
talk
good
about.
segue.
Yeah, no.
But there's more here. There's more here though. Yeah.
So the idea that just I totally lost my thought there.
So we were talking about creating items related to crafting professions, and you were like, "Well, but
You're saying one is all you need, and I'm saying that I think there's going to be options where you could throw a million at it and you'll be more successful.
Right. Here's where I was going. So I don't think that the idea of mass floor heroes being thrown at crafting is going to be viable because when crafting arrives, there are going to be multiple options for that hero at that time, and
Fair.
it has to be a good enough crafter to be more valuable to you than just questing, right? So like maybe this deforestation is go for it.
The deforestation needs to be more valuable than the gathering profession.
Well, that's the point. Yeah. Like,
Sure. Yeah,
like,
one has to be better than the other.
yeah,
But if you're gonna say throw crappy, Maddie's just thinking he's gonna throw a million floor heroes at it. Some of those floor heroes are gonna be better woodworkers than they're gonna be. You know, if it's a pirate gardener.
Better than yeah.
You know, maybe as a pirate gardener, it's better at the
woodworking.
At the woodworking, right?
Right. Yeah, and also too, I don't think going back to it, I think you're right about especially like specifically blacksmithing and maybe armor smithing where it's like one guy, one stall creates one item. That kind of makes sense to me, but I feel like there's going to be other options. I think woodworking specifically is a great example. You know, maybe tailoring, maybe. You could have like a lot
What?
of people working on like big projects. I don't
So
know.
the only other thing I'm thinking of is what if there's a finite amount of recipes that your crafters can learn?
See, that is also interesting too, because like if each individual has to have access to a recipe, I can't do my plan of just dumping a bunch of guys into. Although maybe like the recipe for a 2x4 is
Right.
super common.
Well,
and,
that's
like,
not.
everybody.
I don't
Yeah,
even
I
look
mean,
at that as a recipe. That's just like staking in a quest.
right,
Whereas like creating a dagger or an axe or a
right,
shield.
or like a joint, like a more complicated carpentry is the
Right.
recipes for woodworking. I don't know. I think that's interesting, and also I like the idea though that there's like different strategies per crafting.
Right.
Like there's better ways to do armor smith or
Give me my
yeah.
goddamn crafting skill tree.
Oh boy, I don't know.
Crafting skill. Okay.
That'd be we already have so much on these NFTs in terms of information, like pure information on the NFTs, but
Story pages as recipes,
that's
or
interesting.
as the reroll for skill trees.
Maddie
Anyway,
by 4, by the way.
No comment on that.
another thing that Hubert said that are we good on that section
Yeah.
of it?
Sure.
Another thing he said that I thought was interesting. He said that this won't be happening for a while, blah blah blah. And one thing he said was combat would be required for crafting as a source of some of the ingredients used.
Right.
Yep. So that means we're getting unique items from combat.
Which
Would be
I would
like a
hope
recipe.
so, right?
Yeah.
What's it
So
going to
what
be?
would
I
that
don't know,
item
but
be?
That's hard.
Could that be like
from PvP,
essences
that
or
doesn't make
whatever
sense. For
from the
PvE,
hero?
though, like lore wise,
Yeah.
you could say like the evil wizard you defeated was like crafting in his lair that you defeated. And
yeah,
had
this
a
is
bunch
good.
of
Keep going with
things.
this.
I mean, whatever. I mean, they could bullshit that in PvE very easily, but PvP it makes no sense to me. Like, if you beat somebody else, why would you get a drop of a recipe?
Six in turn has it. That's where you get the recipes from.
What?
So when you defeat someone in combat, you get like the recipes.
Even if they never had a recipe, the person you defeated, like, it just randomly
I
pops up
think
for you.
I think the combat comment is more PvE related than PvP related.
That's what I'm saying, though. And, like, I don't think PvE is happening for so long, and, like, I don't know. I feel like this is subject to change so much because we're so far away
Yeah, of
from
course.
any of these things happening.
You want to focus on something that's a little bit more near?
Yeah, what do you got?
Pets.
Right.
They're coming.
So pets are happening.
I mean,
Aspects,
we
yeah.
talked about the duels thing a little bit at the top of the show. We
Yeah.
can put Guy's screen back on. Guy, are you on something?
Yeah.
I could.
I am.
You're on Twitter? You just scrolling Twitter?
Yeah, I'm just scrolling.
Oh,
Twitter
okay,
for
gotcha.
fun.
So one thing that Hubert mentioned that I thought was very interesting, the XP bonus, he kind of gave us a little hint to it. Not hint, he revealed a little bit.
Right.
So the mythic experience bonus, which that means 3 stars when he says it that way, correct? When he says the mythic bonus,
Yep.
because he said
Wait,
rarity afterwards.
What are you referring to?
So he said for the XP bonuses, it's going to be a 50% XP boost for the mythic experience bonus,
Yes.
Right. So
and then
yeah.
20% more if it's a mythic pet.
Correct.
So
So
3-star being the mythic experience bonus,
correct.
right? Common, rare, mythic being 1, 2, 3 stars, which
Right,
they need
okay.
to just start saying 1, 2, and 3 stars. It's
Yeah.
so damn confusing.
You can't have 2 different types
the
of
three-
mythics
the
and not expect to
3-star
mix it up.
The 3-star profession quest bonus, if it's the experience one of the
Yes.
of the 10 or 11,
Yes,
it will be an additional
50%.
50%.
If
added
it's a
to-
mythic
yeah.
pet, it'll be an additional 20%, right? So
Well-
now, quick math, what are we at?
No, I'm questioning that because there's going to be an experience bonus based on the rarity as a default.
Right.
That's what
I'm telling you, it's 20%.
Francis is saying.
No, it's higher than that.
No, it's
No,
20.
we both did our homework and listened to the AMA.
Okay.
You did not. he said
I
it.
think it's more than that. I thought they said earlier it's like it's
Um,
70 to 80.
You're still wrong.
Okay.
50% if that's the tailoring bonus right here on my Hydra.
Right. If you
If
roll,
that's an
like that's the
experience
rolled
bonus.
one that they have to get.
But since it's pretend my Hydra was a mythic, that would be another 20%. So Franz is saying, good old math, what's 50 plus 20?
He's
So
stalling because he
70%.
doesn't know.
So all right, no, but I'm saying, well, it's true. I don't know the math, but if you don't get this
Thank
experience
you, Stick.
bonus, if you don't get the 50%, then it only is a basic of 20%.
Correct.
I don't think that's right.
It is.
I think the mythic bonus for experience is higher than 20%.
No.
All right, Maddie, we can keep fighting about it. We're telling you we
okay.
just listened to the AMA. And
Okay,
that's
all
what he
right.
said.
All right,
Maybe that is wrong. Maybe he said something
Yeah.
else at a different time, but that's what he said on this one. Anyway, we are live, so so we're at 70%
Right.
right now, right? Another 15% for the power up, 85%,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
and then
I forgot about the power ups.
Yeah.
right, which we already have, but
Yeah.
you know,
Right.
and then. Anybody here think that level 10 profession quests aren't going to give you more XP
Oh, there'll be more. Yeah.
than the quests we have now, right? So
No, for sure.
call it at the low end, right? 100% XP more than we can get now.
I would say 50% on the low end, but sure. Let's do the math.
Wait, how do you get to 50%?
Like 150% of.
Oh, 150. I thought you said
Right.
50.
Yeah.
I thought you went
Well,
down
I'm
again.
saying 50% more than what. If you're getting 130 now, you're going to get 190 in level 10 profession quests. Well, this is why we don't do math on the pod,
Yeah.
guys.
I don't know.
But like,
I don't
what
know.
was like? You saw that I was getting towards a point. Was that really that important? I'm very frustrated with both of you right
I don't
now.
know. I don't know.
I'm very, and my
Get it-
tummy still hurts.
Land the plane, land it.
Anyway, look, the point's kind of butchered now. But why is anyone using? Is there any reason to be using a Stampot right now? We are
That's a good
about
point.
to be able to have so much more
That's very
experience
true.
per 30 stamina,
Yes.
assuming you're at level 10, per 25 stamina, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think what are they at 7 crystal per? They're probably not high
Yeah.
enough.
Well, I mean, regardless of the math, which we disagree on, I think
We're
your
gonna
point-
disregard the math.
Your point is 100% right in that, like, in very soon, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe a month.
I mean, whenever it's likely going to be whenever duels ends,
Right.
based on what we heard today.
There is going to be access for our heroes to get a substantially amount of more experience per quest that they're doing. And now the question though becomes is I don't think it's in the plans of like that level 20 cap is not going anywhere. But this increase in experience is on its way. That's confirmed. So I guess your point is I think 100% right is that like save those stampots. Do not be spending them. Do not be using them because I think they're going to be more valuable for other things later. And right now we're in very short amount of time, we're going to have access to significantly more experience per quest. And I think it's a very smart point you're making.
Is
Granted,
anyone
the
using
math? I have no idea on the math, but like your point is very intelligent.
I apologize to our audience. They just listened to us argue for the past. That couldn't have been good. Couldn't have been good.
Yeah, it's all
television or whatever.
But I think that's what you're saying though, right? Of like Stampots, don't use them today, but save a shitload and be ready to use them in 3 weeks.
Well, I
don't sell them today either because
Right.
in 3 weeks they're going to be more valuable for everyone.
Yeah.
Right.
2
Well,
weeks.
I
Why'd
mean-
we switch to 3 weeks? We're getting embarrassed here. 2 weeks. Stick
Yeah.
with that.
I mean, who knows? What are DFK weeks really?
Years. It's been 84 years.
But I mean, I think it's a very intelligent point of just like if you're in this game for the long haul, like we all are, or at least 3 of us. I don't know how much of our audience is, but like
Yeah, they're
like, it's going to change very soon, how experience is gained and like how our heroes like quest and stuff like that. So I think saving up on Stampots is financial advice. Do it right now. Mark it.
Whoa.
NFA.
Are you allowed to say that?
FA. No, FA.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Because especially like PvP, like so they've said stamina is going to be used in combat, and so like save them for that. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, but now we're getting to the point
that's
where
way
like
out. I know, but
then you could say like we'll save them for crafting. We'll save like the next
Sure,
thing and the
sure.
next thing and the next thing.
I think yes. I think you should be doing that. I mean, I'm not saying buy them. I don't know if that's advisable right now because I think the price might fluctuate. But I think using them to level up your heroes might not be the most advisable move right now, especially when in very short order we will be getting more ways to gain experience.
And with level 10 profession quests, you
Yeah.
assume the rewards are going to be better. So
You're gonna get more items, more rewards.
Yeah.
everything about that 25 stamina, 30 stamina is going to be better for you in
Right.
2 weeks.
Yeah. Hopefully.
I got another hot. I don't know if that was a hot take. I got another hot
No,
take
I
about
mean, I
pets. You want to hear it?
Yeah. It's
Buy heroes, buy stam pots.
That
I said maybe not buy them, but yes.
financial advice from Maddie. 3-star as far as the different, profession, crafting, combat. When it's all said and done, the 3-star combats are going to be the least valuable of those 3. You want to know why?
I mean, well, why? Okay, why?
Sure,
I know
no-
there's follow up.
You thought I was just gonna say it.
I thought that
drop
was
the
it.
mic
I thought
and-
that was the end of the sentence.
No,
Yeah.
I came with a reason for this. I'm not just trying to get the hottest take out there. I was thinking about the numbers, right?
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, how many 3-star, questers do you like, foragers, fishers do you want? Pretty much unlimited, right?
Yeah.
I'm
I know
following you.
Guy says he wants like 2-star ones, right?
Yeah,
That's
give me one 3-star
Well,
crafting pet, and I'm
I think
happy.
I know where you're going with this. Is that
Right.
your combat teams are going to be limited.
Yeah, at most,
Yeah.
and we've had this conversation.
Right. Right.
None of us think that we're going to be able to handle more than 3 or 4 combat teams.
I mean, it will depend on how
put
the
it on the
stamina
high
works and how much. Yeah. I mean,
I got points. Yeah. Thanks, Sarge.
It'll depend on how the PvP works, how much time and effort it takes to battle. But like, yeah,
Yada yada yada.
yeah, like there is a finite number. Maybe it's higher than we think. Maybe it's like 10, but like it is going to be a finite number. Where like crafting, I think, could be unlimited. I don't think there's a finite cap on crafting or
with the
questing
crafting
or whatever. Yeah,
With the crafting, there are these different categories.
right.
So that like, and that's the interesting that I'm kind of just thinking that on the spot, right? There are the different professions with the jobber stars,
Sure.
right? But
Yep.
with the crafting, it's split up 8 different ways, right? I mean, combat, there are going to be different bonuses for combat. There's a lot we don't know with that, but like combat is just combat.
Yeah.
Ooh, Worm is there's always one smart guy in the audience taking away my thunder
One smart
here.
guy, yeah.
Well, there's usually a lot of.
Yeah.
PV may tip that scale, and that's a good point.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm still gonna say that you're only gonna physically be able to manage a certain amount.
You're still
even
going to
with
have
PvE.
to play PvE. You're not going to be able to bot it or automate it.
I think.
Or will you?
I remember asking people this years ago. And Guy,
Years.
you're our our resident World of Warcraft expert. When you're playing World of Warcraft, you're controlling one character, right?
Unless you're botting, but yes.
Okay, so all right. So my question is then, so maybe without botting, maybe just individually, hypothetically, like actually physically, how many characters could you control at any one given time? If that was if it was unlimited and it was just like your mental capacity, like
You physically could only be in the game in one instance.
right. I'm saying
So those people that are botting literally had multiple subscriptions to go play 4 characters at the same time.
right. So I'm giving you a hypothetical.
Yes.
Let's say none of those rules exist and it's
Got it.
unlimited amount, and it's only barred by what you're actually physically able to control.
Yep.
Physically
I
able to control.
follow in your logic. Yep.
How many characters in WoW could you do at like any given time simultaneously?
How good are you at creating macros?
I mean, I want you to answer the question. I want
personally not so good,
I never played WoW.
but
I need your
the-
answer here.
The people in the chat could probably create some pretty good macros that you could create one button and do 4 or 5 different moves in that one button, which is pretty cool.
With 4 or 5 different characters simultaneously, or
Theoretically, yes.
It's like synchronized swimming.
But,
exactly,
like,
yeah.
To your point, you really can only play one character at a time.
Right. Successfully.
Yes.
Well.
Yes.
Right. And I think even with cheating and these botting and stuff like that, and again, this is what we're talking about. Like with PvP, there's going to be a cap, and which I understand. I think this point is a lot of validity in terms of, the combat 3-star bonuses are not going to be as successful as say the crafting or the questing ones.
Valuable. You
yeah.
said successful.
Or yeah.
Yeah.
So to Worm's
Hold their value
point,
as
though,
much. Yeah.
what if there are PvE expedition quests that you're not physically taking an action, but it's still combat related?
So you like.
What do you
It's like,
mean?
here, you guys go. And
You
set
guys
and forget
go
it.
like go back to your whatchamacallit, what's that game that you have your companions that you go send your companions to go do things? Sounds
a
like
lot of them.
DFK, but it's not. What's that space game
where you-
that you had
Mass
companions?
Effect.
Mass Effect. Didn't you send your companions to go do stuff that, like,
Not
theoretically
really.
some of those things were combat related
No, that's a
expeditions?
no, that's a game you showed me that has that.
I don't know.
All right, reel it in.
Banner Lord.
But, like,
Banner Lord. What was the name of that
Sure.
game?
But
That game had that where it's like you send out your lieutenants to go do things for you.
exactly. But if that could basically be
Mount
a
and
combat
Blade.
quest,
Mount and Blade. That was what that was
Mountain
called.
Blade. That's a good one. But if that could be a combat related expedition quest, maybe that creates a counterpoint to this. I don't think that's the
Where you
intention
can
on
attach
combat, though.
attach a pet and be like, set it and forget it.
Right.
Go.
do this thing.
I have a question. What are you guys talking about right now? What's
We
the
don't
A lot
point?
of things. A lot of
This
things.
So
this
the-
went off the rails.
A lot of
We're
things.
trying to come back to,
Right.
is there any other argument to make that 3-star combat pets could be as good as the other 3 stars?
And again, for anyone that got lost in that conversation as well, we're not saying they're gonna not be as good. We're just saying that you're
You're going
that
to
you
need less.
won't need as many of them.
Yeah.
And then therefore they won't hold their value as well.
Much value.
And there are going to be certain ones that are just better boosts.
The
and,
top tier
you know.
combat pets may be more valuable, but there's going to be less of a need for them.
Yeah, I
I
think
don't think we need to keep talking in circles there. I think we agree.
Right. Yeah. I think.
yeah, okay, fair enough. That was
What's
my
next?
last hot take for the night. So
You're out of hot takes.
I'm looking in my notes app here, and I think that was it.
No, there was one more thing I wanted to talk about. Oh, right. That was our thing we were going to have as like a game. All right. So something that was in the last AMA, not the AMA 2 times ago that we've been talking about this whole time.
Oh, I
but
have plenty of stuff from this AMA.
oh, you do? All right. Well,
Yeah.
one thing I want to talk about was what Dreamer said he was going to give that the DFK Kingdom Studios has the keynote address at the Avalanche Summit. And maybe it wasn't the same, way he phrased it, but he also said like he wants to create a pitch where DFK is like known for a thing. Like there's a line where it says like when you think of DFK, you think of GameFi
Yes.
or whatever it is, like whatever the slogan is, and he didn't really have something to fill in there. And I guess a fun question we could talk about here on Bogside is like, what is that slogan? What is that one line? What is that phrase that is like DeFi Kingdoms? And I think I don't know. I don't have anything fun. All I have is boring things like DFK is
What did we say? We're
blockchain
gonna,
gaming.
What did we say? We're gonna give away an egg to
Yeah.
whoever has the best one.
I'll throw an egg out for whoever can create the best like one
Yeah,
line slogan.
I'll throw one out too. Best
I'll
best
throw one
one
out
in
too.
chat.
You know
So
what?
you're
I'm
gonna
going to
get-
throw 2 eggs out to whoever
I'm
comes
done
out
with
best.
that. I'm just doing one egg.
I'm
not
taking
doing
mine
2.
back.
Yeah.
I'm taking my egg back.
Three eggs. 3 eggs on the line for like give us a slogan. Give us like DeFi Kingdoms.
Just do
Finish.
it.
Yeah. DeFi Kingdoms.
Where's
I'm
the
loving
beef?
it. Yeah. Yeah.
DeFi Kingdoms, have it your way.
Yeah.
They're
Like,
all
what-
fast food
DeFi
slogans. That's all we
Kingdoms,
have.
Yeah,
the
we're just
only
fat- we're just fat
non-whale
assholes.
game in DeFi.
Say it again.
That one was
The
very
only
long.
non-whale game in DeFi.
Yeah, the non-whale podcast game.
I mean, it's hard because it's hard to articulate what I think this could be is like the ultimate role-playing game ecosystem where players own their assets and can make money and enjoy a fun world and ecosystem.
I'm picturing
that's
picturing
not a
Dreamer.
slogan, like-
I'm picturing
Yeah.
Dreamer up there, and like in the middle of it, he goes, Dynamite has to continue because it's so long.
Yeah. Like incorporating blockchain into an RPG world.
I like
is a
this
little
one.
bit better. It's a little bit better, but like
DeFi Kingdoms with green eggs are coming soon. Oh, I was
don't know,
thinking about that today. Not to be
Sure.
a bear.
Yeah.
Has it been a full year since we got blue egg and green,
Ooh.
It might
blue
be.
and gray hatching? It was around this time of year.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, that'd be kind of rough.
That was
I
train
don't know.
thoughts. That's what I was thinking.
Right, but all right, but we're throwing this out there to the community. Give us the line, give us the phrase, the slogan. And it doesn't have to be phrased the way we're like DFK blank is how I'm phrasing it, but like it could be anything.
Yeah.
But
Another thing.
three eggs on the line.
I took mine back. 2 eggs.
No, it's still three.
No.
Well, it's still
because the
three,
Guy
however
said,
we do
guy
it.
said 2. Yeah.
What else from this AMA? Oh, I thought this was interesting. 90 heroes are stuck in the Harmony Bridge. Harmony to DFK Bridge.
90?
Because they did the update,
Not that
the
many.
upgrade, right?
Right, but my point is, people. That means that some of the
People are
sleeping
moving.
giants.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There are people that woke up. 90 heroes worth of people
That is interesting.
woke up and were like, "Oh, I'm gonna at least move these to." Maybe it was moving to
I-
Crystal Vale to sell them. But
I
like,
wonder if
regardless,
there's some
yeah.
weird arbitrage opportunity there. Like, is any action
Well,
happening
there's
on
still-
Harmony?
There's
So-
there's still money on some of the liquidity pools in Harmony that are like
Yeah, what was that
jewel
site?
based, yeah,
there was
that
some
are just
Twitter
sitting
thing.
there like still. All right, yeah, I'm
but-
gonna be throwing these up. Keep talking about. I'll throw some of these up. Some people are throwing them up.
Let the gains begin.
I
I
like
like that.
that.
I liked Sarge's. What was Sarge's?
Summon your fun.
Summon your
It's
fun is good. Revolutionizing GameFi. It's catchy.
Yeah, that's good. Ooh,
What else we
I
got?
like vibes. DFK, own your heroes, own your opponents, own the kingdom. Ooh, I like that a lot.
That is good.
6 or SI. I don't know about this one, but
How long do we think for? There is no. All right. Stop throwing them up. We'll do it a little bit later because this is like when Guy was playing that game that time. We're not capable of
I
doing
know.
2 things
Yeah, we
at
can't
once
do
on
2
this
things
podcast.
at once. Yeah.
They said yellow eggs aren't going to be far behind. I kind of believe them on this one,
I do too.
whereas I typically don't. Just from many
Okay,
times
oh.
being tricked before.
I don't want to
What?
go back. I don't want to go back. I don't want to
No,
backtrack.
we're not going back.
Oh, I need to
but
be on a
Don't
new
even
podcast.
pull it up.
Grady
Is-
is backing
are
me
any-
up on the math. On that the math was wrong. That what we were talking about. Grady's backing
It's
me
a
up.
70 and 90 for. All right, we're gonna have to go back and look. I mean, could we pull it up right now?
Okay. So what Grady's saying is what I was saying is that, like there's a base that's like way higher. That is the regardless. The point was the same. I was just saying the numbers were going to be way higher than what you were saying.
If the point was the same, why didn't you just let me make the point? I'm going on to Medium right now. I'm finding it because he gave the example and I listened to it today.
Whatever. I guess you're right. I shouldn't have brought it up.
Don't take us off
I
track
know,
again
I know.
and
It's
then
my
say
fault.
whatever.
I know.
Okay.
I understand.
I apologize to our audience. This has been a terrible podcast. We'll be better next week.
Are we go? By the way, we're going DFK D's nuts. That wins, right? That gets the 3 eggs.
Yellow pet eggs.
All right. The one thing I agree with you because it was Beetle Dude, right? It was the art department that said we've already moved on to yellow, which is
Yeah,
like,
they're already
art-
making the art for yellow.
I mean, I feel like the art is like the huge bulk of like dealing with pets because there's like a goddamn million of them with a million different colors. So the fact that the art department is already
And
working
it's
on
like,
yellow, that's a good sign, I think.
From Hubert's perspective, is there really too many different things to do from like a game development perspective? Because it's like you basically use the same formulas that are in the other pets and just
Right.
have different items. But like green to yellow is probably almost all the same stat bonuses.
What
I don't
what
know.
items are you going to need to use to hatch yellow eggs? Right?
Which one's yellow? Mining?
Yeah.
Shitload of gold.
There are no
gold.
items,
Probably just
Yeah.
gold.
right?
Golden
Because
tiers?
I think are we all in agreement on what I think the market's in agreement about what
Blue stem
items?
and-
are they
and-
still up?
Well, the spider fruit was up too, right?
Spider fruit and blue stem
Right.
jumped big time.
I mean, I think that's a fair. Why is your background red? Is that normal?
No, I made it that way because I'm special.
Okay.
It's one way to word it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think blue stem, yellow spider fruit. Milkweed
Those are
already,
clearly and
milkweed already has utility somewhere else, right? Like
Stampot.
right.
And I
okay.
do want to say that if green eggs had come about 3 months ago, I would have won the 100 challenge, 100 jewel challenge or $100 challenge.
Were you buying
Oh,
eggs?
right.
No, all I bought was I split it up between blue stem, half in blue stem, half in spider fruit, and I have
nice.
a shit ton of them.
Yeah,
I kept
that's
it.
fun. Yeah.
But
they're up, so that's good.
Yeah, they weren't up when I needed them to be up.
fair.
But all right, so we agree on that. What
Mhm.
could it possibly be for yellow?
Gold.
Is
I
it
don't
just
know.
it's just going to
Yeah,
be
it might be
gold?
just gold.
Is there going to maybe be? Did he say there are going to be no new items for level 10?
No, he did not say
No,
that.
he did say there are going to be new
Yeah.
items.
So
He
maybe
said
that's the
opposite
answer.
of that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think so though, because none of the other eggs have been required like these new items. So I don't think it would be fair from the balancing perspective for yellow eggs to require new items.
That's
Read
a
it
lot.
up.
You
That's
got to read it
bold.
out loud if you're going to put it up there.
Even if our heroes are getting 300% extra XP, which I think is insane, but fun to hypothesize. When everything is said and done with extra items, power-ups, etc., it still takes forever once they hit. I mean, yes, and he said, and I mean months for these, and that's
Yeah.
true.
That'll be true.
Right.
But I still don't think using a stamp pot is the best way to do it. But
Wait. I mean, if you want to get
that
them
wasn't
up
what he
there.
was saying. But
Yeah, no, I
Um,
mean, if there's reason, to me, the thing with the stamp pots always comes down to the carrot at the end of the stick.
right.
If there's a carrot, if PvP is out, that's a carrot at the end of the stick. I will stamp pot.
Well, and then
um,
Grady was saying for duels, like
Duels, that's
having
I
level
just
20
don't
and level
care.
19, I don't know if it's that big of because even
How-
Baka and like those guys that were top, like they didn't that Iga was at the same level, or I think they were one above me. I think they were Mythic 2 and I was Mythic 1 on the solos. Like
but Baka finished first in all 3 categories.
right, but like it was still just the same rewards hypothetically.
Okay, so you're saying that the
There was
carrot
not
isn't
that
there.
much. Yeah, there
Okay.
wasn't that much difference. It wasn't like the like top 20 or like we're like so far behind the top 1 or 2, you know?
You're getting there cheaper.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
But-
those mythic tiers do have nice rewards. Is it worth, stamp potting all the way to level 20?
Yeah.
I don't think so. But
Are you hatching some eggs right now, guy?
No, I'm just looking at what the
Okay.
requirements are to do different things. Looking at the recipes to hatch a blue and gray egg.
they said no pets on the battlefield for combat.
From a
Anybody care about
visual
that?
from a visual
Visual.
perspective.
Right. Oh, that's sorry.
Yep. Which
You guys,
which I'm
you guys
fine
jumped
with.
on me on
Shut
that
up.
one. Jesus.
Shut up.
Whoa. I said something
sorry.
anti-pets.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care about that. I don't know if anyone.
No, I mean, that'd be
Does.
cool, but like whatever.
I mean, my Dreamstone Direwolf that I have, it would be pretty sick to see him next to my Dark Knight, or if my Dark Knight could like ride him.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Although, I mean, what do you think of what the combat bonuses are going to be? I mean, especially like the.
I think it might
wolf-
be stat based.
I think so too. I think that makes sense. But like stuff like Wolf Pup of Renewal, being like a resurrection.
I don't think it's going to be tied to that. I think it's going to be completely RNG.
So like you think that lore and that stuff that they've created for all those
it's
names
lore.
don't really matter. Well, like the back of the cards have all this information.
No, I
You
didn't
know?
say what lore. I said that's just lore.
Oh, all right. I see what you mean.
It's click the eye up there. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you're on a Kermit crab. It's not going to
Hermit
be
crab,
exciting
yeah.
lore here. Do you have any mythics, guy?
I would
And now
love
I've
if,
got a couple.
if like in
legendaries.
Hermit Crab in the description in the middle of it said like he also is the best combat pet. Like like
You just
somewhere
snuck
like
it in there.
hidden in there. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't think the lore. I don't think that you. How do you justify rerolls if it's already kind of set? I feel like they would need to tell us that at some point. Like, hey, like we're gonna reroll all these pets, attributes and stuff. Their stars. I feel like at some point they'd have to be like, oh, and by the way, the lore.
Right.
Like if
okay,
you have
yeah,
a
yeah.
pet of renewal, it's
Yeah.
gonna be healing. Like I don't
know. I bet there'll be some loose association, but yeah, I don't know.
know. Maybe.
I feel like that they spent so much time creating that. I don't know. Maybe you're right. I don't know.
I mean, they created these back when they had just people that were creative focused and lore focused
Yeah,
and world
that's
building
true.
focused. So they were able to work on things like this.
Are
Right,
you
but, like,
guys
all right, yeah.
are you guys selling items right now? What are you doing with your items?
Oh, that's a good conversation.
Well, the
This-
current one isn't, so let's let's just move it along here.
All right, that is good. I asked this question earlier. This was from I texted you guys this.
You did.
So I currently am just stacking everything and have been stacking for like a long time. However, and this is a shout out to Aphex and Christian Peters
Yes.
doing it also too. They've been talking about it of the 1,000 floor heroes or 1 Gen 0. You know, what is the best call?
Yeah,
And, like,
go watch his video if you haven't.
Yes,
Go
highly
subscribe
recommend.
to his channel. He doesn't put out a lot of content, but when
But,
he does, it's fire.
Yeah, and so, and the big argument is basically based on hero prices right now. You could be pumping out a profit pretty quickly with floor heroes just getting out there and questing, and then if you sell the materials for crystal or for jewel and then converting it all, whatever. I'm not doing that currently. I'm definitely questing with some floor heroes and stuff like that, but like I'm not selling the stuff. I mean, are you guys selling when your jobbers, quote unquote, are going out and doing quests? Are you selling those materials? Are you selling the king pincers and the eels? You know, are you selling that stuff?
I
have not-
haven't been, and I actually turned it on in DFK Helper 3 days ago to start systematically selling because I've been thinking about it more, and it's like I don't know. I go back and forth of, all right, how do I hedge? How do I make sure I'm like happy with whatever the outcome is of
Right.
level 10 profession quests? I could see getting drastically more items from level 10 profession quests, which could arguably drive down the price of items. So I went to turn on my auto sells in DFK Helper 3 or 4 days ago and set up all my price points of when I wanted to sell stuff, and then forgot to hit the check mark to actually auto sell button stuff. So I haven't sold anything yet. And since we were having this debate, I've actually debated whether or not I want to turn it on or not.
I want to rebut that counterpoint.
Sure.
Go ahead. Put your butt first.
What? All right. So I have not sold anything in quite a while, and I don't plan to. I don't see a scenario where after this update, item prices are lower
I agree.
than they are today.
Yeah.
And Guy, I get what you're saying. Like, yeah, I think
The
level 10 profession quest could give you, more items. It will give you more items, right? I don't see that taking effect in the market quickly enough where I won't have an opportunity to sell. I think that'll be kind of a trailing indicator where kind of like tiers, right? Tiers didn't pump the second the egg hatching was released. They pumped like 4 months later. And then we all felt like idiots because we had 4 months where we should have been looking at that and realizing, and we didn't, right? Grady might have. He's been
probably
trumpeting tiers for so long that
Yeah.
I don't know when it started, but it's been a while.
Yeah.
But
Well, I think too, and going back to that, like level 10 is going to like flood the market and kill numbers. I really don't see that just because like it's not going to be like. It's going to be an increase. They've said it's an increase in drop rate and these different items and stuff like that. But like, I don't see that like so many people doing it so fast are going to flood the market and like really kill it. That it's not going to be that dramatic that fast.
So my point wasn't, I don't think prices are going to come down 80%, but I don't think they're going to go up 200% either. So it's like, to that point, it's at what level are we going to have such an increase in utility to trade off the increase in supply? So it's like, I think total supply is going to continue to go up. So we're still going to see this slow kind of downtrend in the prices until we really get crafting out full-fledged pet utility and PvP. I think those are the three big catalysts that we have from an items perspective. And I don't think those things are coming in the next 3 or 4 weeks.
I think that's fair. I think pet feeding is going to be big. as
Sure.
far as starting to add a drain, but you're right.
Utility to these items. Yeah.
There is such a big supply, like just out there, right? That we're all
Right.
holding. I mean, assuming there are people that are holding, right?
Well, I mean, they're a faucet. They just continue to, as long as everyone's questing.
Yeah,
there's
it's a good
gonna be
point.
more.
If you're selling it, you're
so,
selling it to someone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's tough, and I think here's the thing: is that I think they want to do this all in one big patch. They've been saying that it's the
Giga patch.
The
is
Giga
how they've been
patch.
describing it. So I think level 10 quests, pet utility, pet feeding are all going to happen simultaneously. So which I mean, unless something changes, which it could, But if that's the scenario, then both your fear of flooding the market and the counter of utility are going to happen simultaneously. So I don't know. I
So
think
where's the utility in that statement?
the items will be for pet feeding and for hypothetically hatching green eggs. Sorry, I should have clarified that.
Got it.
Like they'll be burned in these scenarios where they're hatching green eggs and they're being used to feed the pets. So they have utility where they're getting burned now is created. And it's, I mean, we'll see if that happens simultaneously with level 10. I don't know, but I don't know if there's going to be
pet bonuses are as good as we think they're going to be, especially
Right.
for XP. There's
That's
the
the big thing.
incentive to actually feed the pets, right?
Mhm.
Because the green eggs, it's really only 2 items, right?
Right.
It's
It's not
putting
as dramatic
more
as-
stress on
yeah.
tiers, more stress on tiers, and then it's
Mhm.
spider fruit and the other one, blue stem.
I just you're right, and I just don't think the level 10 increase in drop rate is going to kill. It's not going to be as dramatic as I think you think it is.
Even if it's just a reactionary increase, I think.
When did I
things
say
are released-
dramatic?
Yeah, you
I
said
didn't say dramatic.
you said I am God. Fuck you, Maddie. That's what you said, which was like really rude. It was really rude that you said that.
There's
and
no
I
need
played it
to-
cool, but
curse.
no, I know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I don't know. I think if all these things happen simultaneously, I think the materials are going to go up in value.
So I've kind of regretted like not utilizing DFK helper to have the slow drag of just continuously selling and maintaining some kind of level base for what I have for an inventory. So I still think I want to turn on that spigot, but like by no means am I selling all of my items. Like,
Yeah.
if I'm doubling my inventory every 3 weeks or whatever, maybe I sell 50% of that. So I double it every 6 weeks or whatever, and just sell a little bit and start taking, building up a little more crystal or whatever that way.
And I also do want to shout out DFK Helper. That's the bot that I use. And I think this whole idea, this entire debate, which again, everybody go watch AFX's video. He really breaks it down. But like, you have to have a bot, or I shouldn't say that. You have to have some sort of automation if you're doing these like 1,000 floor heroes to gain value.
Correct.
And I think. And I kind of like what you're saying, Guy, and I might like reconsider it of like selling a percentage, even if it's not the ideal like profit, whatever, but like
Right.
even if it's just some increase in like a profit gain of selling some materials, and that's possible with DFK Helper, and the other bots do that too. But if you have this amount of floor heroes doing this kind of thing, it's just value, because then you can buy more heroes to do it. You could then save up and buy stronger heroes for PvP. So I think maybe selling a percentage, but not everything, is the ideal scenario.
Well, so I
So
thought
did I just convert Maddie? When am
You
I
did convert
converting
me.
France?
You converted me a little bit of like a portion.
Right.
Sure, great. Moving on to the automation thing, I think what
Right.
Maddie was starting to say there, is it possible at this point in the game, right? Is it possible to play this game at scale without a bot?
No.
Not in my mind.
No
If you have-
question of
if-
I would not
Do you-
still
do
be
you
questing
think-
right now
do
if it
you
wasn't for
think-
helper.
Yeah.
Do you think in the community we'd be able to find someone to even argue the other side of that point? And I don't mean
don't
like
know.
Sticks intern who would do it for the fun of it, of like arguing the point, right? I mean someone who actually believes that. Do you think we'd even be able to find that?
Is that one of the biggest barriers to entry into the game right now?
Right. I mean, and
don't
I didn't
know.
even. I'd meet us just talking through that. I didn't even think of that till right now.
yeah,
I would
no,
I would
think
be
it is.
curious. I would be curious to see if there are any huge like whale wallets that do not use automation of some form, because I doubt it. I highly
I
doubt
mean,
it.
you have to not have a day job.
Right. I mean,
right?
I have 130-ish heroes, and like it's a godsend. Like I would not be able to quest 130. So people that have 1,000 plus, it blows my mind how they could possibly function. You know, so I think there has to be some sort of automation
I don't know.
happening.
I think the point that I'm getting at is, at what point do we start seeing some automation from the DFK team?
They've said
I
they
don't know.
wanted that to be a power up. They said that like many months ago. They said automation will be part of a power up that you can do. Now, granted, there hasn't been much follow up on that, and like there's been no. That's not even been in any of the AMAs lately. So I don't know if it's still on their agenda, but they said at some point in the past they said they were going to incorporate it as part of the in-game power ups, and we just haven't seen that. So I don't know if it's still
Well,
their
no,
priority or not.
and I think my point is more, it should be a priority because, as Guy said, I think that is the
It's a
biggest
barrier.
barrier to
Yeah.
entry.
Yeah.
Like, not barrier entry of like people getting their first few heroes. I think it's a barrier,
To stick around.
a barrier of going from level 1 to level 2, right? Not maybe
Yeah.
entering the game. They'll make
Yeah.
a wallet, they'll make a few heroes, but
Yeah.
after a few weeks, they're either going to stop questing or be like, this is too much, sell the heroes altogether. And we have a few people in the comments saying like Vibes is saying Workhorse, Sarge is saying Grady did it for a while. Yeah, there are going to be a few people talking more, in general, like a large group of people here. Like I'm sure there are one or two, right?
Well, I would love to understand their experience. Like if you have 500 plus heroes and you are manually questing them, and like actually questing all 500 of them, I want to hear your plight. Like you are a refugee, like surviving
Dude,
some sort
you
of.
re-
I
you
want
remember
to hear it.
You
Like,
remember the old days when
no, it sucked.
and we've
Yeah.
talked about this, like
Yeah.
you're at 24 stamina
I'm
and
staying
trying to
up
go
an
to
extra
sleep.
40 minutes or whatever,
Exactly.
like making sure
Yeah.
I get my quest in before bed.
I remember Grady telling a story. Who knows how long ago, but he was like, I was waiting up to quest the heroes one more time, and I fell asleep, and
Yeah.
that was you'd wake up and you'd feel bad at that point.
Well,
You're like, I
especially
just fell behind a little.
if you want to be at the top, if you want to have the highest leveled heroes, especially back then, like you had to be questing maximum,
And that was before
per
Stampot,
24
so like
hours. Yeah, exactly.
it really was a race back then.
Yep.
So I don't know. I think that's maybe a good topic for Sarge's show. That's something
Like a
where
debate. Well, I mean, I don't
think
know. I don't know what the other side is though. I don't know what
that's the tough thing.
counter-argument.
I feel like we as a community all agree on a lot of these things.
Yeah.
So Sarge is tasked with pitting
just
us
like-
against each other, and
Well,
it's
no,
like,
it's yeah.
oh, everyone's on the same side of this one too. Got it.
Here's 8 guys
But
agreeing to one thing.
There should
Yeah.
be more discourse about automation.
Yeah.
The team is going to prioritize what they think is important, but when we as a community kind of tell them like, no, this is important, they do react and they do listen to us. So like, if we all think this is a
Yeah.
big deal, I don't know, just a thought.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I would like to hear their ideas because I remember many moons ago. I think it was in the conversation he had with Grady, where Frisky Fox said like if he wasn't running this game, like he would be creating bots to play the game. Like he supports the idea of bots in general.
Who said this?
This is Frisky Fox
Okay.
in his like.
Why are
old interview.
you emphasizing the fox? Frisky Fox. I don't know. You said it weird.
It's important.
I'm sorry.
It's important to say it that way. Frisky Fox.
Frisky Fox.
But like he supported the idea of bots and stuff like that, and he like enjoys that in terms of like how to best create a bot for the games. So I think he supports it in general, but also I think he is running up against problems with it in terms of like third parties, trusting third parties and stuff like that. And I'm like, we could solve this by DFK having an in-game option, but the team hasn't talked about that in a long time. I don't know.
Yeah. Beef had a comment here. Team needs to at least acknowledge the DFK helpers out there. They need support and encouragement. If the waifus and DFK helpers go away, it won't be good. It's true. And yeah, I mean it's
Also, Wowie, get your evangelist pass turn bullshit out of here. I don't want that in my chat. Okay, get that out of here.
Maddie has a steal turn button on his, not a pass turn.
No, I think the automation thing is like, I think everyone agrees like it's needed, or maybe not it's needed, but like it is a benefit to the community at large, but the DFK team needs to make a decision on how involved they want to be with it or not, you know, and we need some clear answers from them because it's been kind of wishy-washy. I'm not gonna lie, you know, so
Yeah, agreed. Or we could riot, like Styx is saying.
yeah, I mean,
Styx who tweeted, "Oh, I'm excited to watch this tonight," and then showed up an hour and 15 minutes late. Thanks, Styx.
you don't know that he could have been watching quietly.
No, he said I just got here.
Oh, great.
He said I'm late, like 2 minutes ago.
Oh yeah, wait, we should do a shout out. We got added to the artist. We were supposed to say that at the beginning.
Yeah.
How dare you? How dare you? We got added to the artist.
No, we're changing our name to a Bogside chat.
Yeah, apparently we got to. I realized the alphabetical thing.
Yeah, a Kander Gander was very
that's
well
bullshit.
planned there.
Well done.
Well
Alphabetical
planned.
gets them in the front there.
You got a large screen, guy. These are on my laptop. It's 3
So, yeah,
across.
same.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Yeah.
All right. I think that was it. This was a ridiculous podcast.
Yeah, I'm not proud of this one. I'm going
It
to be
was
honest.
fun.
I'm very proud of it.
If you cut
not
the
our
first
finest
15
work.
minutes, I'd say we did pretty well.
There was a point
So
where I wanted to
anyone
start
that's just
doing it.
listening, listen to us talk about Fight Club in the first 5 minutes, and then
Right.
after that, go to like minute 22.
Yeah, go sign up for the tournament tomorrow. Tomorrow
there's
night.
a tournament tomorrow night.
Tournament.
That'll be. It's Baby Cup, right? So everybody
a
can
ton
play.
of we're raffling away 10 of 10 heroes, regular crystal packs just for signing up. It's 25 crystal entry. There right now it's looking like there's going to be like 12 people total in the tournament unless we get a lot of signups.
No, go sign up. I'll go sign. I haven't
And
signed up. I'll do
well
it.
no, and my point is we're going to be raffling off about 8 prizes. Your
Oh, shit.
chances are
Yeah.
good to win
Awesome.
something good. And Rant, you can take it now.
Oh, that was great. I agree with it.
It's forceful, I thought.
Yeah. All right. Do Fight Club tournament tomorrow night. Also play the AI. Very good chance you could end up with bonus 1,000 tickets. It's like really easy to climb the ranks.
Not
and do
many
that.
people are getting
I know.
raffle tickets right now.
Wasn't
So
there
if
one day
you
where,
are-
well, never mind. Yeah. It's very easy to do it, is what I'm saying. All right. Guy, last comments, final comments, ideas. Do you want to talk about math? You want to give us a math, break us down on how math works?
5 plus 2 is 7, unless you're dealing with large denominations, then it might actually equal 10.
You know, Sticks intern, go back and clip the us doing math, and I want everyone to know I was right. I mean, I was wrong on the math. My math was wrong, but
No.
anyways, all right. This has been Bogside Chats. My name is Matty Pesk for Franz and for Guy Kid. Thank you guys for joining us. This was super fun. We will catch you next Tuesday. All right.
Later.
Thanks, guys.